William, I'm answering your questions for your interview, and I'll just go through them one by one, give you my response. It says, where were you when the attacks occurred? Well, I was still in the Army Reserve, and I was on active duty at the Army War College in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. So I was there on the day that it occurred. I was in an office there with another fellow. We were watching it on TV. Second question is, how did you find out about the attacks? And what were your first feelings, emotions when you heard about the attacks? Well, I was in my office there at Carlisle Barracks, and I was sharing an office with a fellow named Sam Newland, who was a terrorism expert. And we were watching it unfold on TV. I got there about the time the first plane hit. Sam was kind of analyzing the situation, and he immediately said, that looks like the work of Osama bin Laden. And he had written a book earlier on terrorism, so I felt like he knew what he was talking about. And so we just watched things unfold there that morning. But I was there, and it was quite an emotional situation for us because we just really didn't know what was happening until it fully unfolded. Also, when the plane hit the Pentagon, we were in touch with the Pentagon as well because folks around there knew people at the Pentagon. I didn't know anyone in either place, but certainly was moved by the situation and interested in what was going on and what was going to happen. We were a little unsure at the time. Said, did you know anyone? Well, I've answered that. I didn't know anyone in the towers, and so I wasn't personally involved in any of that other than the fact that they were, especially at the Pentagon, military personnel. The question is, have you visited Ground Zero? Yes, Nan and I have been there a couple times since, and it does bring back a lot of emotions related to that day. And I'm glad that they did build back in that location and memorialize. There's a nice museum there and everything. And it's a great place to learn more about what happened that day. It says, do you relive the feelings related to the attack and what happened? Yeah, every year when they commemorate this on September 11th, I usually watch on TV, and it brings back a lot of memories. Also, of course, all of us remember where we were and what we were doing at that time, if we were alive at that time. A lot of you all weren't around at that time, but it's a little different for us who were there because we remember and we know just exactly what took place. It says, how did the nation and its leaders come together in the days following? Well, it was kind of a rewarding thing to watch what happened afterward. The nation came together not only militarily, but in support of those who died and their families, and also in support of the cause of fighting terrorism, because this was the first time that since the War of 1812 that America had actually been attacked on its own soil in the continental United States. Of course, we had Pearl Harbor, the attack on World War II on Hawaii, but this was right here in our homeland on American soil, the continental United States, and it was a lot different. So people really came together, united in one spirit and one cause. It says here, what do you think that passengers, airlines, airport authorities should do, to make people safe and deal with security? In your opinion, what, if anything else, could be done? Well, I think, of course, we beefed up security significantly. That day changed everything related to security, especially travel, because now you have to be checked thoroughly. That was something that was being done in other countries all along, but here in America, we'd become a little complacent, and we weren't doing the things maybe that we should do. I know Nana and I took a trip to Israel a few years ago, and that was after 9/11, but even before that, Israeli security on airlines was extremely tight. And it was because of what they experienced in their own country. So I think there's always more that we can do. Sometimes we look at it as an inconvenience. We have to take our shoes off, we have to take our belts off, we have to have our luggage screened and all that. But in reality, that's a good thing because it keeps us all safe. It says, what aspects of American life do you think were changed after 9/11? Well, security. We're much more vigilant. We keep an eye out. We are told if we see something, we should say something. And I think that's a good thing to do. So we have changed a lot. And I think it's just made us more aware of how vulnerable we are. And it's helped us take steps to protect ourselves and our families and watch out for others as well. It says, what are your thoughts about and feelings toward the killing of Osama bin Laden? And why do you feel this way, and explain? Well, Osama bin Laden was hunted for a long time. And we went many years when we could not locate him. When we finally did, a SEAL team went in and took him out, killed him. Actually, Osama bin Laden was classified under international law as a enemy combatant. So killing him was totally justified by military forces. So I feel like it was a justified situation, and that taking him out made the world a safer place. We're all safer without Osama bin Laden in the world. Now, I know that we should value human life, but in the case of someone as notorious and someone who's carried out such heinous acts, I think him being classified internationally as an enemy combatant changes the whole picture. And he was taken out in a justified manner. And the last question in here is, in your opinion, are there any lessons that could be learned from what happened on 9/11? Many lessons, and I think we've learned some of those lessons. The problem is, over time, we again kind of become lulled into a false sense of security, and it's kind of sad to see that happen. We have terrorist acts that take place today. We have situations where we have shootings in schools and all of that. Sometimes we respond in an appropriate way, sometimes not. And I think it just points out the fact that we really need to be on the lookout all the time for things that might harm us, our families, others, our friends. And if we see something, we should say something. And I think that's probably the greatest lesson learned. And William, I hope this helps you with your report. If you have any questions, just let me know, and I'll try to fill in the gaps for you. Always good to help you. Love you. And again, let me know if I can give you more information. Bye-bye.